Hey, it's Brutally Honest Tech, and I'm doing a review on the GK61. Just purchased this a little bit more than a month ago, and I'm going to say right off the bat that I don't regret it whatsoever. I was kind of skeptical at first, but for 65 bucks, I ended up pulling the trigger on that one and getting it. So, quick and simple. I'm going to try and make this quick. The keys are more responsive than a standard mechanical keyboard. I've used quite a few mechanical keyboards in the past. I feel like this is just way more responsive, it being optical switches. Uh, I ended up getting the optical yellow. It's a shorter push distance and also less resistance pushing the key down. That's perfect. I like linear switches. I don't want to double think about pressing them. I want to just press it. That's it. It's done. Um, so, reason I went with a 60% keyboard is I kept hitting my mouse on the keyboard. I decided, hey, I'm going to go with a smaller keyboard because I can't do this. So this looked like the perfect option. I did some research, and this was the one I went with. The build quality of the keyboard, it's heavy enough to where it doesn't move around, but not too heavy. Like it feels like there's some kind of metal plate in there or something. Like it doesn't feel like it's made out of solid metal. The keys feel kind of hollow, but no real issue there. I don't really have an issue with it. I'm able to play fine, play the keyboard, play with the keyboard. Are there better keyboards out there? Probably, for 65 bucks, I think this is perfect. I'm not going to spend $200 on a keyboard that's going to do the same thing as this one. This one might even be a little bit more responsive. Most of the options in the keyboard are accessible through the keyboard. You do have to hold the function key to get all of these keys with the white underneath it. So that means if you want to use the arrow keys, you do have to hold function to press them. There is a profile that lets you use the arrow keys, and it just makes it inverse. So if you want to use control or alt or anything like that, you have to hold function. That's nice, but the one thing that I don't like about that, and that my friend also mentioned, is that if you're doing any kind of programming, this key right here, the up arrow, is also the same key for your forward slash. So if you're doing programming and you want a smaller keyboard, there's probably better keyboards out there for you. If you're just using it for gaming, this is perfect. That's what I use it for. If I do any kind of scripting or coding or anything like that, I do it on a different machine, so it's not really like a big deal for me. Uh, so just something to think about. If you do have to replace the keys, they're going to be kind of hard to find because there's certain keys on here that I don't think you're going to find replacement keys that have both of these letters on here, like the page up, page down, or the delete, or these profile keys right here. So if you do get replacement keys for it, just keep that in mind that you're not going to have exactly what the labels are. It only took about 3 days to get to me from Amazon when it was in stock. There are other ways of ordering this keyboard, but be prepared to wait up to a month, if not more, to get those. So just think about that. I think this is a great investment. I think if you're looking for a new keyboard and you don't want to spend $100, but you do want to get something that's quality, this is the one to go with, definitely. If you like linear switches, go with the yellow or the silver. If you don't like linear switches, then it's really up to you if you want the blue or the reds, but definitely look at some numbers about how it is compared to maybe something. If you're already using Cherry MX, look up the Cherry MX numbers about how hard it is to press it down, how far the distance is, and compare that to the Gateron switches, so that way at least you have some sort of reference number-wise about what it's going to be like without having to press the keys. I went with the yellows because I felt like that's what I needed. It was comparable to like a Cherry MX Red, except probably just like a little lighter to press and a little shorter to press. So that was perfect for me. So I just want to say that I think this is a great buy. If I had to give it a 1 out of 10, or a 1 to 10 rather, I'd give it probably a 7 or an 8. I feel like if the key placement and the build quality as far as the keys was a little bit better, this could get easily a 9 or a 10. just because of the value and the build quality. And it's a huge upgrade from a normal mechanical keyboard. So if you're thinking about getting it, I'd say just go ahead and get it. All right, you guys have a good one.